Welcome to the AI Ireland podcast, your window into the world of AI innovation on the island of Ireland. Join us as we explore how AI is harnessed to tackle both business and societal challenges, revealing the cutting-edge solutions emerging from this vibrant AI community. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and insights in the world of AI. Hello everybody, welcome to another insightful episode of the AI Ireland podcast. Today we're honoured to host Conrad Bernath. He is Head of Speech and Machine Learning at T-Pro. With a blend of technical acumen and visionary leadership, Conrad has significantly influenced not just his organisation, but the wider community as well. He's specialising in the healthcare sector. His work at T-Pro embodies groundbreaking use of AI and NLP to transform medical documentation and improve patient outcomes. Conrad is not just a technical leader, he's also a respected thought leader who's actively sharing his knowledge with mentors in the next wave of talent in the tech industry. In this episode, we will unpack Conrad's multifaceted contribution to the field of AI and specifically how his work is revolutionising healthcare. Today, we are speaking to Conrad as he is a finalist for this year's AI Leader of the Year Award. Conrad, thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Hi, Mark. Thank you very much for inviting me here, and of course, very honored to be nominated as one of the AI leaders in Ireland this year.
So in terms of defining the challenge, as head of speech and ML at T-Pro, could you elaborate on the specific challenge in healthcare documentation that you're looking to address?
Yeah, in the healthcare field, there are a lot of challenges that they have been there for many years. I think that one of the biggest challenges that we have is that documentation is always cited as one of the leading issues of the clinician satisfaction. That is one thing. The other thing is that the clinicians or the doctors is a scarce resource in one side. And then the problem is that every year there are more and more patients due to aging population or due to, for instance, with the pandemic, etc. And then there are studies that are saying that 50% of the time of the doctors are actually used in documentation and not in actually taking care of the patient. So this is like the main challenges that we have, and that's where T-Pro try to help.
Yeah, it's a terrible waste of time and energy working through documentation when you need to be working and closer to the patients. So I think everybody can appreciate that. From a technical aspects, with your extensive background in AI and ML, can you discuss the technical frameworks and NLP models you've leveraged to enhance medical documentation?
So in T-Pro, we use two main artificial intelligence models to address all these issues. So what we try to do to fix or to improve this waste of time, we try to automate the documentation workflow. How we do that? We use two main technologies. One is the ASR, or speech recognition, and the other one is the natural language processing in general. Use the ASR, so speech recognition is basically transcribing a natural voice into text. So instead of typing or writing, let's say, letters or reports, you can actually dictate it. So we have these speech recognition models that are able to recognize all the voice of the doctors and in general the clinicians and medical workers, using a very customized model to medical domain. And also, it's not only customized for medical domain, but also for individual doctors sometimes, or for a specific workflows. So with this, we actually managed to use the state-of-the-art technology to somehow streamline the documentation needed to do. But the problem is that once we have the text that was transcribed, what do we do with this? And that's when we use the natural language processing. So now I think it's a big topic, it's a big hype everywhere with the large language models and the generative AI, this natural language processing. But we have been using this for years already. And the idea here is that once you have this text, is to extract, for instance, using natural language model language processing, we extract entities like name of the patients, we use drug names or medical diseases, And then we can actually generate accurate and well-structured medical reports, which means that we can pass from unstructured data, as it is just a dictation or text, to very well-structured medical reports.
And Conrad, when you think about the complications and security and compliance issues by being in healthcare, you have to navigate a maze of regulations, including HIP. Can you share the measures you're implemented to ensure data privacy and security?
So I think that is one of the biggest challenges in the healthcare, that all the data that we use is so sensitive. So we cannot just move data as we wanted. We cannot just train models wherever we want. It's very sensitive data. So we have a lot of different measurements there. So for instance, the first measure is that we don't move data within regions, because TPRO has clients all over the world. We have in Australia, in New Zealand, in UK, in Germany. So the main thing is that the data should stay in the country where the data is produced. That's the first thing. Second thing we do is that we anonymize the data. So we take the data, we remove all the identifiable information from this data in the audios and also in the transcription, for instance, to train our models. So all our models are trained on anonymized data. And then the data that cannot be anonymized, for instance, because it's important for the doctors, this data is actually encrypted in different databases that are, of course, well secured.
When you look at that approach, and if you try to look at impacted outcomes with that, is there some type of quantifiable metrics or anecdotes that illustrate the impact of your work with TPRO and its clientele, or how do you show that?
Yeah, it's very difficult. So I think our main impact is that we have created these workflows of documentation that are cheaper, more efficient, faster, and than the traditional manual and analog workflows. But the main problem is that we see a lot of reduction in their times. We see that the doctors actually can use more of their time in the actual care for the patient and not in documenting. But I think sometimes it's very hard to look when, like, how big is the impact, because there are many workflows. So there is no workflow for one doctor. So we have many types of workflows, and each of them, they have their own nuances. So it's very hard to have one specific number in this.
I can understand that it's difficult to try to put that there and look at the different impact that you have. When you look at the future vision and what's on the horizon for TPRO's AI initiatives under your leadership, and how do you see AI continuing to evolve in healthcare?
Yes, we actually are already developing a new product. I cannot maybe give too much away about it, but I think especially using the generative, use all this technology and more than just documentation. So we can use this technology to have a true digital assistant in the healthcare. So that is not only it's not only like this robotic dictation, but that you can actually interact and feel like it's a real assistant that is there with you, that is helping you to retrieve documentation, that is helping you to actually remember things, to actually really somehow empower the doctor. As we always say, we are very far still to replace a doctor, but we really want to empower and to make it more efficient how they work. And that's, I think, what we are working on. And I think TPRO in this case, we have a really uniquely positioned to take all this potential of AI and turn it into real world solutions. So as we have shown already.
I think healthcare is one of those areas that we all have got skin in the game. We want it to be done well because everybody is impacted by it. It's really great to be able to chat with you today. As we wrap up today's enlightening episode, we'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to Conrad Bernath, Head of Speech and Machine Learning at T-Pro, for joining us on the AI Ireland podcast. His insights into the nuanced challenges of healthcare documentation and the transformative power of AI and NLP has been truly invaluable. Conrad, thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's been a pleasure.
I'm really excited to unveil my new book, AI Unleashed: Navigating the AI Revolution as a Business Executive, which is now accessible to purchase on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. This publication is the fruit of half a decade's worth of meticulous research and high-level conversations with experts in the field, both in Ireland and globally. The book is particularly timely, featuring current discussions on AI governance in the European Union and North America. If you're aiming to grasp the full scope of AI, ready your enterprise for its transformative power, and utilize it to your advantage, this book is specifically crafted for you. It serves as a pragmatic guide, clarifying misconceptions and presenting real-world insights for leaders entering the AI sphere. The book covers an extensive array of subjects, from AI's role in diverse industries to generative AI applications, and provides guidance on avoiding typical missteps in AI initiatives, all supported by the most recent studies. Additionally, the book highlights case studies and applications that have earned accolades at AI awards throughout the years and emphasizes top-notch AI utilization in Ireland. For executives, poly-architects, or technology aficionados seeking to make sense of the intricate world of AI Unleashed: Navigating AI Revolution is your essential handbook. So it's now available on Amazon. This book furnishes you with the expertise and instruments required to deploy AI both effectively and ethically.